What's this? We're playing Valheim again. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome to another Hank plays a video game and talks about the video game and then rambles about whatever stuff flows out of the gates of hell, which he calls his mouth. Which, if you've ever asked my dentist, why am I... Okay, here we go. Fun times. Just a quick little intro here in case there's some new people seeing this forever or in the first time at all. I haven't played Valheim on the channel in some months. I used to post videos up here, just sort of a podcast while gaming, just to talk and react. It's fun. I like it. I don't think anybody else does, but I enjoy it. It's kind of cool. It's sort of my roots doing stuff on YouTube. Was on SuckProfessor doing tons of gaming shit. And I have ambitions to not have to make political shit all the fucking time. It's really depressing. It's rough on my head. It's rough on my soul. It hurts my body. And I'm in a state of burnout. I think I could talk a little bit about that later too. Just sort of stressed out and stuff. People whose beard is falling out are generally not having the greatest time in their life. So cause and effect. It's caused by something. I don't know what. Hopefully someday. Anyway, this game Valheim is like Viking Minecraft. We run around. We actually got a rescue mission. You notice my fellow here has no clothing. He is, god damn it. Is it recording? Okay. It switched to, okay. All right. We're good. In classic form, I had been doing quite a lot of stuff around the base. You gain skills too. You sort of an RPG element. If you recall, though, for those of you that have seen it, I had this huge base that I was just sort of very sloppy, just this messy, shitty base. Some pretty interesting bits here and there that I was sort of designing, because one of my favorite parts about this game is sort of the woodworking part. You build stuff, you get to kind of place things in very precise locations and decorate. Love decorating. Never going to be able to afford to do real proper decorating, even though I've been a professional decorator, builder of decorations. This is a little box I built, by the way. I love doing my show and tell here. I want to do more of these kind of little things. This is sort of just an improvised sort of design. It's got a little oak dowel that I made, which kind of I want to figure out a way so it slides out of the way, but then like fully opens, but also closes up. Sort of this is just a thing I tinkered around with. So I call this a cat toy box because it's ventilated so that the cat saliva or barf can dry off. Or you can also slide sauce packets in there too. That's another one of my things with this one here. Let's grab a sauce packet. What is this? What did we pull from Grandma's skull? Hot Del Inferno. Del Taco, baby. So look. And it's in there forever. Well, not going anywhere. Some lucky scrounger during the zombie apocalypse when I turn into a corpse. You know, a mummy corpse. If I'm lucky. Over there on the bed, and they're looking through all my stuff, looking for the final bits of somehow digestible food and maybe ammunition, perhaps leafing through an old family album, the one I keep out on my dresser, maybe even listening to some old audio logs that I record up to my final hours or minutes. They might even not notice that, but maybe they will. They'll open it. What's in here? Jewelry? Don't care. Nobody's buying jewelry during the apocalypse. Sure, maybe put it on your wall. It's shiny. Shiny stuff's still always going to be useful for decorations. But nope, they'll open it and say, no, jewelry. Oh my God, food. And they'll drink that little Del Taco packet. And I will have saved a life. Because we have to look out for each other. Yeah, okay, yeah, this is how it goes. This is what I do. Let's see. No, I don't really. I did write down a couple things just because I was thinking about it last like 10 minutes. But, yeah, my guy, well, let's just start it up. I died. I was all proud of my base. So I had been doing, and this is also just a very good example of, I gotta turn this fucking light off. It's driving me nuts. Oh, that's so much better. Oh man. Here, maybe we'll go like really, this light does 3 different settings. That's not so bad. Yeah, that casts a nice orange pall over everything. Orange pall. Sounds like a good name for like a candy from the 1800s, or just like a really good sherbet ice cream shop. If I ever was on a date and I said, well, oh, my favorite ice cream is chocolate chip or something like cookies and cream, but I'd like to add a little toppings or, you know, some popcorn, by the way, great topping for ice cream. And And the person, I said, what's your favorite ice cream? And they go, sherbet. I will throw a smoke grenade down and I will flee. So I died. I got to go rescue. As always, I'm always jealous of this hunky man's great body and his wonderful beard. So what am I trying to get at? I have this whole tour. I had this whole fantasy. I've been thinking about doing this for a few weeks. I'm always flowing in and out of productivity states, and there's also some other stuff that I'm looking forward to sharing with everybody too on the channel. That's going to be pretty interesting, I think. So my attention is wildly divergent and divided, and it's the fact that I'm able even just to put this together right now and make a video game here, or make a game video, is actually a sign I'm doing a little better. I would argue. I would suggest. And let's see, everything's recording. I think Valheim's coming in. It's going to be a bit loud. Let's see what kind of volume we're at on the settings. Yeah, I want to be able to hear it. Okay. That's fine. I'll just turn it down in the editing. That's fine. So I'm doing this and I'm feeling a little bit better. That's a good sign. I'm starting to clean up. But as in life, this base was a total shit show, man. It really was just a clustery, ugly mess. Cat turned on the bathroom light there. It's motion activated. She's not that smart. She is. I think she is an above average smarty for cats as far as cats go. Lots of nice decorating, you know. Let's see. I got 19 rested here. I could put on a suit and go. Yeah. Okay. God damn it. Sorry. Two things are happening in my head at once. And I'd been fantasizing about sharing this nice base. I've spent a bunch of time because I hadn't even touched the game in about 3 months or so, 4 months, and I'm only about halfway through what's even available in this game. So part of this fun of this game and the playthrough bit that I've been saving is exploring and going over to new areas and finding new items and, you know, facing new foes. And just in the last like a day or so, or a couple days of playing, meaning I was hunting for serpents because I just decided I got kind of tired of all the cleaning and organizing of the base, none of which I recorded because it's sort of tedious and it's kind of it's meditative for me. And I don't know about meditate. You know, that thing where you play a game and you feel a little better. I've been doing a bunch of fishing and I was trying to catch serpent heads. So I have 2 serpent heads, and I think that because they're used in making baits for a certain type of fish. So I got stuck on my head about hunting down these serpent heads, and because I have 2 of them already used as decorations, I don't want to take down my decorations to make bait. And it's a good excuse to try to learn how to do the serpent head hunting. This is also the spot where if you go on SuckProfessor, my roommate and I, we used to do a bunch of videos. We do the occasional podcast. Last podcast we did, we talked about the show One Piece and Witcher, I think, and a bunch of other stuff. Some other things that we'd watched, or he and I had watched or whatever. A movie called The Boogeyman. Yeah, so this is like kind of also doubles as a podcast studio, sort of fun. See, it says like and subscribe there. Let's turn on the podcasting lights here. Add the fuel. Okay. Yeah, and so my whole fantasy was to be like, hey, everybody, welcome back to Gaming with Hank. We're doing some fun stuff. Look at the base. And isn't it cool? And then going, all right, now let's go on an adventure. Instead, because I was out, oh God, I almost just died, out hunting serpents and doing it out in the ocean, I was taking every precaution, being careful, except for the last time where you get chased by these giant, well, maybe I should save that in case people haven't seen them. But I had lured one over to the ocean. I'll tell you the story on the way. How about that? Let me eat some stamina building stuff, and I have to grab. Sure, we got a lot of those. I have to grab enough material. First, I need to get a hammer out of my hammer chest. Let's put it in slot 5. So they've done some updates. So yeah, the way this goes is I will play and talk and pretty much narrate everything as I'm going. There are also times where I probably won't talk, which you can then take a nap or take your dog out for a walk or something. And then there's I'll just like maybe ramble about the news or whatever kind of comes up in my head. There's some fantasy version of my brain where eventually I get to Like maybe people have questions, or maybe people want to talk or ask questions on a Patreon, or ask questions in a YouTube comment. Some way of asking me, and then it can like bring up a subject that way. It doesn't even have to be like a question, just a. Okay, I gotta get a bunch of shit. So I gotta go build a boat, and we gotta sail. To where my corpse currently resides, right over here. I changed my shirt. I was in a hoodie, and I closed the window. It's fucking like mid-October, and it's still like 80-something. I mean, we've had a pretty lucky summer compared to most of the world in terms of where I live, but fucking nightmare. This cold, Okay. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was showing you the map. Yeah. So I got killed by my hubris, and I got distracted. I was excited. I was a little overconfident. The area we're heading to is not that bad in terms of, it's not like it's super far away, so it's not very high level. But I do need to build up. Okay. So the long ship takes a bunch of stuff. So we'll go in a carve. I don't think I have any sitting around. We got 10 deer hide, 20 resin. I think it said 80 of these. Yeah, lots of decorative changes you might notice. I've just like placed some things. They've done some upgrades to the game, which I quite like. One of which is stacking. It's much easier to open. Part of the tedium of this game is constant chests. It still is a lot of chests. It's a whole bunch of chest stuff going on all the time. However, they've made it so that if you have like this deer hide I just pulled out, all I have to do is hold to stack, and it drops it whatever I have, as long as that item is already in there. Big improvement. Very good decision. Very good functionality gain. I can't hear it the way I want to be. Check. I'm not hearing it. Hold on. There we go. Okay. I've got iPod earplugs coming from the computer output, and I've got my headphone output coming from my mixing board. So I have two different things in my ears, and it's fine. I think there's probably better setups someday in the world, but so I just need exactly 30 of these. There's another huge improvement that they made that I told James about, but I don't remember what it was. Okay. Boat ingredients and 20 resin. Okay. So I don't think I need to necessarily arm up for this. Probably would make sense to do that, but we are just going to head over. Let me put those. Oh, for some reason I had. Okay. And then we'll do a bit more of a tour when we get back. How about that? Sound good? I think that sounds nice. And then as soon as it happened, I was, of course, frustrated. What's so annoying is you lose a lot of skill. In fact, you know what? Let's see what it is. I hardly ever pay attention to my skills. I mean, I do pay attention, but I don't note them. So I don't ever notice what I lose. However, since I've been doing all this fishing, I've been gathering up quite a lot of fish. In fact, this little spot here, I'm eventually going to switch over to or convert into like a metal processing spot, so I don't have to do this freaking hauling of the metals and stuff. But I was fishing, and I noticed my fishing skill was 19. So does it just drop everything? Oh my god, my run skill was like 81. See, it's hard to just like note where you are in all of these. So okay, so we didn't lose too much. I mean, it still sucks. I would have been pretty annoyed though if fishing went down to like 12. It does make a difference. What's so nice about this game for me is the tedium that gets my, Jesus, my little head just loves tedium. So here, I forgot to bring the mallet, idiot. Okay, I think I can build one. Where's the hammer mallet? There it is. Hold on. Okay. Hammer, mallet. I just saw it. There it is. 2 stone. Yeah, so some new things to build already, but every time you find a new item, you get to see all this new stuff, and it's pretty fun. It's like for me, it's like the most exciting part of the game is when suddenly you see all these like things pop up on screen, and you can see these new options. And so I know there's a lot of like decorating potential that I have yet to fully explore and fully enjoy. All right, so hammer, put the wood away. I want to go in totally naked because that'll get me. Got to be near a workbench to build it. Then you can grab your thing real fast. Your box of loot. Boom. Okay. And my big boat should be out there. So, all right, we got wind. Off we go. I wasn't very far. It was nighttime. I was, yeah, gathering up serpent parts. And see, look at that fish right there. Did you see that? Oh my God. It is relaxing to get in here and do some fishing. Listen to a pod. That's one thing I do when I play the game is I listen to podcasts. So I'm always sort of ingesting my crazed anti-capitalist information from my various podcasts and shows. And I kind of want to start doing things on my posts on Patreon where I share like stuff I'm listening to. I don't know how I don't know how like formal I need to be or if it's going to be a separate post, but I feel like sharing that stuff. There's a lot of really interesting crap in the world that people might enjoy. If you dig what I'm up to with my bullshit, you might like some of the stuff I listen to. So I did recommend in the latest Patreon post, episode 182, the one with dead Dianne Feinstein and her replacement, was a Seriously Wrong podcast interview with Cory Doctorow. And any interview with Cory Doctorow is something you're going to learn from, and check out all his books. And another book I'm really looking forward to reading called Blood in the Machine by Brian Merchant, which is about, so he's been doing podcasts. The book just came out. It's about the Luddite movement. It was this really amazing story back in the early 1800s and stuff during the pivotal period in Britain when, capitalists or landowners and kind of the nascent birth of these horrifying systems of production were starting to come online, and how much they were threatening older ways, which doesn't necessarily translate immediately to like, see, I've already stumbled into but it was causing real world harm. They were already harming children and employing people, and they were seeing these earliest factories were absolute nightmares. And so they loomers and like the weavers and these people who had skills and progress is going to inevitably, that whole concept of progress itself is something that I think people need to kind of look at a little bit more closely, including myself. But inevitably, as time goes on, as technology changes, as new processes come up, people are going to, some industries are going to have to adapt to different sorts of professions are going to fade and die away or become niche or something like that. But the Luddites were not at all this notion. The modern word Luddite means somebody who doesn't, can't understand technology, or who has a regressive perspective, or it's kind of used in various loose. Look at those big ones. Those are cods, Cape Cods. I don't know how to catch them yet, because that's what I think I need the serpent bait for. You make different types of bait with different trophies, and I'll be able to catch them, I think, if I get the right bait. I've caught a few just by setting up pier, like one or two has jumped into the boat, which is fun. And I've also had some like come up on this. I've built various docks in the world that I sort of stand out and at the different biomes interface. You can kind of they'll come at you sometimes, and you can grab them. So I've got a couple in the inventory, and they make wonderful decorations. These fish, unlike real fish in the real world, where you nail it to the wall, they start turning real gross real quick, and then your mom yells at you for nailing a fish to the basement wall. In this game, you don't have to worry about your mom yelling at you. You just got to put something on the wall, and it's like a really cool fish. low polygon fish. It's very exciting. I got a bunch of coffee. I've had 3 of these, not fully. Anyway, the Luddites. It's not just a story of its time; it's a story of the misinformation of our time and the way systems are so subtle and yet so powerful and lasting that they can take what was like they were sort of Robin Hood types, and it was a very popular thing among the people who saw so much of the enclosure movement in which the kind of ascendancy of the merchant class becoming capitalist class, and they were sort of in tension with the current rulers, with the lords and the landowners. Okay, we got some waves. You gotta always watch that wind behind me. But what it meant was that they were upending old ways of life, and a lot of people were forced off of lands that they'd been farming or subsisting on quite well through feudal arrangements, and then ending up in these horrifying factories. I'm not sure if this term was used back then, that far back, but much of the earliest factories were referred to as satanic mills. They were these windowless. I'm sure the ventilation wasn't great. I'm sure the poisons and the chemicals, there was none of that, no regulations or anything like that. They probably tried to avoid fire. I imagine they understood how bad that was, obviously. But man, these are dangerous, fucking scary places. And so lots of people were seeing this, and there was a kind of response. People didn't like it, and it was led by certain trade industries, the weavers and loomers, and because much of the earliest machines that were coming online, this new technologies, were fabric processing and textile mills and stuff like that. So really fast machines, really dangerous. The earliest ones, I'm sure they it's not like they give a shit about you. We still don't really live in a society that's going to protect you from chronic stress injuries at manual labor jobs, but we're certainly better than we were in a lot of ways. So yeah, anyway, I don't want to tell him about that. I just think it's a super interesting story. I'm going to read that guy's book. I've heard him in a couple interviews. Brian Merchant is his name. And let's see. Yeah. There's also a podcast I've been listening to called, whatchamacallit? The Dream. It's sort of a nicely produced, mine is just this rambly face diarrhea of a show. But The Dream is hosted, it's about the third season. I've listened to 4 episodes of the 3rd season because that's about life coaches, but the first 2 seasons are about I think multi-level marketing scam industry stuff, and it's fascinating stuff, and it's very well done, and the woman who hosts it is a fun personality. Sometimes a little too much personality can be pretty annoying in sort of a personal podcast, but she interviews people about history shit, and I really dig in it. So I've actually decided to pause the 3rd season and go back and listen to the first 2 seasons. So it's good. It's a good listen. You should give it a look. The Dream. They lock you down. These like kind of corporations or these things that get you to get that white car that is this fancy Mercedes. And guess what? You got to pay for it. And it's actually a way of hooking you. It's a way of keeping you glued to this scam of these multi-level marketing scams. And yeah. And speaking of which, I'm not going to go into detail. I feel like I want to do a spoiler-free or maybe like a heavy spoiler warning type of conversation about telemarketers on HBO. That's another show that... See, look at the size of that one back there, man. Ooh. Telemarketers on HBO. If you haven't seen it, see it. See it. I watched all 3 episodes in one night. Yeah, so this all happened at night. I did even stopped right around here. I did some fishing. You see the fish there's some like dark fish here in the swampy area. Although these red cod dudes love to hang around. And then there's my boat. And my mistake was the same mistake I've just made, is I didn't eat enough shit. I hadn't juiced up my stamina, so I went flying into an area where there was a troll luring a... Oh, they're still there. Fuck. See, the troll's still there hanging out. All right, let's give him a wide berth so we don't provoke his attention. Swinging it. Skeletons, maybe. Yeah, so these fools were in here fighting. Okay. So while they're distracted, so I came flying into this fight. Oh, good. There's a bunch of skeletons. And I had not, if I had, I was wearing good armor. Shit, now I'm out of power. I was wearing plenty of stuff. This is going to be a quick grab. Let's try not to. All right. We're going for it. Items recovered. Back on the boat. Run away! Okay, is the troll coming? Oh, they killed him! Nice! Good for them! Oh, look at that guy stood up, standing up for himself. Oh, he's attacking my nice boat. Alright. Okay, I just wanted to get away. Okay, good. Now look. I have a pretty powerful build for where... I can't eat more onion soup. I have a very powerful build for where I'm at here. I would have been fine. My stamina was like 180, 190, which is pretty huge. Oh, fuck. Why did my screen just go dark? What just happened? I just hit something? What was that? Well, you know what we'll do? Let's put a button down. It's right about there. Rock. All right. So I'm going to head up. I'm totally confident that I can fuck these dudes up. I just came in and I had no stamina, and it was just it was funny. I laughed. I was upset because you lose all the skills you've been working on, but I'm just going to crash on shore here. And then we'll see if my booty is still there. So then we'll head back to the base. Is that a level 1? Probably. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah, that's what it is. You're done. He was already wounded. Okay, so there was a level 1 Draugr. A bunch of leeches and stuff. It was really funny, though. Because I came in on a war with this troll. So they, yeah, these barrier points where the different biomes interact are pretty funny little spots. Because see, look, all those troll parts in there. There's a troll head. Tell you what, let's go do this. I don't need all this crap, but the prize I was going for, and the reason I was heading into shore, and I kind of came in pretty hot, was I'm going for serpent parts. So I had the float. This is serpent meat, which is actually quite nice. It fills the body up pretty good. But caught catching a bunch of fish here. Oops, not that one. Yeah, just been doing a whole little fishing mission, having a blast, really feeling it. I gotta turn this off. It's getting at me now. Okay, there it is. Oh, so much better. Even this blue light here is kind of bugging me. But here, maybe I can do it a little bit. Yeah. Oh, it's too much. These light bulbs are cool. They it's got 3 different. It's like it turns any socket into a dimmer thing. Yeah, but yeah, in terms, I mean, I've totally dominated the swamp areas where I've gathered up a bunch of steel and crap, you know. I don't know why I'm just trying to get. I just like picking up everything. And since we're by this guck tree, we might as well see if we can get stuff from that. Maybe I'll even take some tin. All kinds of fighting going on. Oh, look, they're fighting the leeches. That's kind of cool. Nice to see some different cultures, seeing how they interact and stuff. You know, this is why we went to Europe. Look, those Germans are sitting so still. Weird, they all have good posture. Isn't that weird, honey? Honey, go stand over by the Germans with the good posture. Oh, the leeches won that fight, huh? Got a 1 star. Well, bitches, I got a knife. Oh, was punching him. I fucked up. Knife him. Take that, leeches. Take that. To get some blood out of it. We don't need this. We don't need that. We don't need those rocks. Got a leech trophy. The game, as much as I love the decorating engine, it doesn't let you decorate with everything. And by that I mean I would like to put leech. You can put their heads. Get out of here, deer. That's right. Last time. What the fuck? So we got skeletons fighting the shamans, fighting the leeches, fighting the other dudes. Deer meat. Oh, getting it on with the leech again. That's my job. Shit. I'm about to die. It's 8 seconds. This is going to be really close. Fuck, I'm going to die again. God damn it. Motherfucking stupid Hank. 3. Dead. 3. It got down to 3. Lower left corner. And I'll heal if I don't get hurt. That's crazy. Oh. I have fully maxed out silver armor. They call it wolf armor, but let's be honest, it's silver armor. Wow, that was going to be really annoying. Part of the nuances is the better quality meals you cook, you get. Here, I think you'll get information. See, it says 1 HP per tick. That's low. 2 and 3. So I'm getting 6 HP per tick, which means it's fairly slow healing. I was just being really sloppy with the way I was fighting off them leeches. But you can get, like, if you end up, the better foods do 3 HP per tick, and I think some of them even do 4, which is pretty cool. So the booty I was going for, the prize, why I bothered with all this trouble, was, oh no, the thing's not sized up real well in Valheim. Hang on. Or sorry, I said Valheim. I meant to say, hold on. Let's fix that. Yeah, I think that's a little brighter. I do a adjustment thing. Okay. How's that? Shrimp Squad covers up a little bit over there. That's okay. If it's a problem, let me know, and I'll work on getting it better, making it look better. Okay. As we kind of wait for, how much wood do I have? 10. As we kind of wait for the sun to come up, because I think, okay, so here's the thing with the serpents. I don't even know if their heads, their trophies, which is like a low probability drop. I don't even know if those things, oops. Ugh. I'm not even sure if they, I'm thinking while trying to talk. I don't know if the trophy, I don't know if the trophy floats or not when you get one. So we'll find that out eventually, since I'm doing more of this. But the other issue is I'm not sure. I don't need this hammer. In fact, that goes there. Goes there. Oh, I don't have my weight belt on even. Got a Skell coming in for a kiss. Hey, buddy. No thanks. Okay, trying to get my head on straight here. But they also have these scales that sink. So in order to get the scales, you either have to jump into the water using auto pickup, and it'll grab them, which is kind of tricky when you're by yourself. I think when you have another person playing with, it's a bit easier. Or lead the serpent back to shallow waters, like this kind of area, which I just happened to lead it back into like a big silly mess. So did not go well for me. I just got myself poisoned again. God, you fucking idiot. Get out of the water. Okay, something else killed it. No idea what. health dropping drastically. Okay. Boy, this is real sloppy, huh? Yeah, so they made some different. They've added some stuff. There's a message when I turned the game back on after so many months, saying something about vendors have made it into the 10th circle, or some shit. And so I guess there's a possibility of selling some of the items and stuff that I've got sitting around. I think, which is pretty exciting. So we're hoping kind of to find one of them. I do have the one vendor guy named Haldor, who's just a real sweetheart, and he's where I buy fish parts or shrimp and bait and stuff. Gotta love a good Haldor. Oh, look, there's one of those dudes up there. One of those flying guys. Let's switch to a powerful arrow and then murder this piece of shit. I'll let him get close. These wraiths are spooky when you first encounter them, but they're just, they're like flying squirrels. I'm a full-grown human male, well over 200 pounds. I could kill a squirrel with my bare hands. Probably need more wood to get all the way up. Yeah, so kind of the idea is that since I can't see the map. Just make sure there's no bad guys around. You do have to be careful. One of the reasons I like Valheim and why I enjoyed Minecraft is there is a risk. Like, you do feel there is a sense of safety when you're at your base, and there's a sense of risk when you're out in the world, and that adds a lot to the kind of immersive feeling of the game. That sense of consequences, and it sucks. So I've done a ton of decorating on the base, and then I've been doing all this fishing and stuff, and I've sort of been clearing ocean parts, mapping things. So I want to sort of just kind of slowly kind of clear out these islands and look for vendors. Basically, I'm just curious to see what they've got. I could Google everything. That would be a waste, though, man. That's not a fun way to do it. And then, but the main thing actually that we're going to do today is we're going to get into the plains. This is actually going to be some serious escalation and tension. I've been getting a lot of good stuff out of the mountains and finding some cool stuff. But I'm also strong enough that the mountains aren't really much of a problem. Although clearly I'm struggling with the area I'm in right now. So obviously they are. Get that guck. Give me that guck. I think that one might be too deep. And then when the sun comes up, we're going to check to see if the serpent bits I was hoping to get are there. I think there's some on the ground. But do I have a hoe? Did I bring a hoe? All right, how's my wood supply? Okay, let's just head over to the boat real fast. I just really got to get those gucks. So yeah, all right. I hope some of this is making sense. I know I'm kind of flying all around. I'm going to break apart that boat. I have so much crap on this thing right now. All right, so what do I not want to lose? Yeah, most of this shit I don't need. Why can't you just make a pile? Keep that. Meat, sure. Blood bag, yes. Okay. All right, I just need to get gather up some trees. I mean, wood. I'm not rested, so my recharge is pretty slow. Okay, that's plenty of wood for... I think I'm a little bit safe falling because... Although unless I'll probably end up falling on one of these wooden things that I've got. Okay. It's kind of a simple system, but okay, I just remembered. That's the other thing that they fixed is there's a, part of the way you build is you point at corners and you rotate it and it works, but you got to find the exact spot to get it right, and you got to hit the side or the top or the other, all this sort of really detailed stuff. I like it, it all my visual 3D visualization ability I think is above average. Not that I'm competing, but some people don't have any, and that's not it's yeah. Sorry. I was gonna say it's not weird to me, but it's some people. Why am I trying to talk right now? Some people think it's weird when people don't have skills that they have, but it's also like it's weird that everybody would have the same skills. It's like it's weird that you don't have what I have. It's like, well, why would they have what you have? I'm not even sure what I'm getting at or who I'm even responding to. Oops. Okay. But, okay. So the last minute of me talking was absolutely terrible. The way that wow, that thing really launched, that it lets you snap now is different. So real quick, so see how it's kind of snapping to the thing I want? Now if I can cycle through the different snap points, because there's multiple snap points at each part. So it gives you all this control at each spot. So it depends on where you're pointing. It's really nice. It's really nice. It really does. Like that and the stacking ability with the chests have made this game, taken away some of the tedious bits there that you sort of get used to when you're playing it, but I'm really tempted to just jump off, but I know that my dumbass will probably get myself killed doing that. Okay, so much guck was all that for? Oh, I put some in the... Alright. Honestly, I don't need this shit. No. Okay, the water. Yeah, I thought the water does, you survive water landings, but wouldn't necessarily count on that. There's one more guck down there. But I don't have my hoe. Okay, let's go check over here. There's a leech trophy and a bunch of coins. Let's get rid of some of this junk first. Gather up some tin. Since we have boats, we're traveling by a boat. We have the ability to bring metals back. So yeah, I'm hoping that today we'll find some new recipes, and that means finding new items, and that we'll also maybe find a vendor that's different than the one that's currently occupying our map and our hearts. 14. Nice. Always feels good to haul metal back. If you check it out on YouTube or on my, I did a story about NASA sending mission to space. Well, that's where they go. It'd be weird if NASA was like, we're having a mission to Arby's. Would you like one of your meat sliced up, weird, thin, gross, wet meat sandwiches? I feel like my memories of Arby's are much better than the current reality, although honestly, it's been a few years now that I'm thinking it through. Oh my God, copper. All right, might as well gather up a little copper since we're here. I can shred through it fairly fast, but let's see. See you. So NASA went to the asteroid Bennu, brought back a sample. They opened it. Guess what they found? Legos. They found Legos. They found all the left shoes. Do they even do shoes in Legos? I don't know. I don't think they do. They found. I just saw a girl on Instagram. You know, one of those. This is what's happening in space. One of those people, and she's excited. But they found carbon and water. I think it's not a surprise that they would find carbon, but they seemed pretty excited that there was some water on it. Water's all over fucking space, man. There's tons of water. There's because hydrogen and oxygen are pretty common elements. Hydrogen is by far the most common, but oxygen is produced during fusion of much larger stars. I don't think our star is big enough to produce oxygen at its later stages when it starts to head towards. Might be. But it's pretty common. So big, stars seed gas clouds when they die, and that means they release the fused elements that they had been producing while they were. Let me just do this real quick. I'm gonna build. This is so fun. Yeah, so during a star's lifetime, it forms these like layers of elements that didn't exist before because it's fusing hydrogen into helium, and at later stages, they fuse depending on the mass of the star. Not all smaller stars don't ever get past the helium stage. I think ours will eventually do oxygen. Anyway, so it's not weird that water's all over the place. In fact, the ocean that they think is on Europa, which is an ice ball, but it has recently healed lines that indicate something's underneath this like thing, and they also understand how they've modeled it very accurately. Its proximity to Jupiter or Saturn. Jesus Christ, sorry if I'm wrong. Which one of those I'm wrong about? But and all these moons that are close to these big gas giants, they have internal heating because of tidal forces. So the balls themselves are stretching, and that creates a ton of friction, which causes heat internally. So there's a lot of confidence that there's a liquid ocean on the surface, underneath the surface of Europa. And they think that amount of water is like twice the amount of water on Earth. It's like really fucking big. But when they look at, if you've ever seen the Earth model, you see the sphere, and then they say this is the amount of water, and it's actually not that much. It seems like it's a big ball, but it's not. They're like, the total amount of water on Earth is X big, and like the Earth itself is this, so it's like this little water ball. It's pretty neat. I like it. I got to build a chest though. I'm just gonna clear this whole copper thing because I'll end up coming back here. So we might as well just stash the metal in a box here. So I don't think it'll go away, but come on. Okay. Or we'll just go till the hammer, or to the, in fact, I think it's a weaker one. I must have lost it. By weaker, I mean, see that 2? It's only upgraded to 2. I think they can go up to 3 or 4. But I thought I did that. So Bennu has water, which is cool. And they're going to save 70% of what's in Bennu. Sorry, of what they've returned, the sample return. They basically dipped into it with this big sort of vacuum filter thingy that went... And it, I guess they brought back more than they had planned on. They work out every little detail, but when you actually go do it, it's hard to say, you know? Until they actually go do it. Oh, great. Rain. This is why I left Illinois, so I don't have to deal with this fucking rain shit anymore. And these locals coming at me, trying to get me to buy their mixtapes. Get out of here, Ben Folds 5. I'll mix your blood with my steel. It's actually a silver knife. It's not really steel. And then tape you back together. And I did a video about Psyche, which is an asteroid that we're sending another. NASA's got another new mission. I think it launched today. They did like a promo video. And this one is metal. It's a metal asteroid. It's probably got some mixed up on it. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit of water on it too. Water's everywhere, baby. Like, where did Earth's water come from? And like, it came from space. It's like, yeah. Where did Earth's carbon come from? Space. Where did Earth's everything came from? Space. A whole bunch of crazy shit happened after it all kind of, you know, cooled, you know, mixed together in this giant lava planet for a while, and a bunch of impacts, the period of heavy bombardment, and sort of the, you might call that the sloppy toddler time of Earth's history. The time in a child's life when they're always covered in sauce. And then Earth kind of settled in a little bit. Theia, the theoretical impact of a Mars-sized body, which they think impacted Earth and caused it to basically liquefy yet again into no room in inventory. Into a and it ejected a huge amount of material too that formed into the moon. This seems to be fairly well understood, I think. Or at least it's the prevailing theory, I suppose. We can never go back and do it and recreate those conditions precisely, obviously. It's very difficult. Not even elongate Musk, that fucking dullard. That nightmare person. Jesus Christ. Any better argument against billionaires than that guy? What's the argument for billionaires? They should own it. They had an idea. It just, like, why don't we limit that? We have limits on every single other thing. Except the most destructive thing on the planet, which is unregulated power. Anyway, so now we're heading to a rocky planet, which I think is pretty fucking cool. Did I say rocky planet? I meant to say metal. And it is going to be a big deal when they finally, I think they're going to try to grab a sample. That's a funny thing, though. The Bennu was like this kind of ball of stuff. Let me just, I'm doing this while talking. Really, I really so much, I don't screw up nearly like this when I'm just sitting here playing it. But if they drop down on a rocky planet, a rocky asteroid, or, geez, Hank, a metal one, it's not metal, that's the nature of metal, is it comes in big old metal. You can't just like, you have to scrape it, maybe? I'm sure they have some, I'm sure they've thought of that. Maybe I should send them a letter. Get out of here, you fucking leeches. May you taste cold steel. I mean, it's really silver. It's really actually silver. Your undecoratable blood bags. Oh, I got poisoned? This is garbage. All right, so let's do a CU chest. chest with copper. See you in hell. Just put a bunch of shit in there. All right. Yeah. Why did I bring it? Oh, yeah. So I did this video about it, and I did a new animation intro. Kind of an impulsive decision. I had made a... I never actually watched this show, American Gods. You may have heard of it. It's one of those shows people would tell me to watch. They're like, hey, you probably like this American Gods show. And I was like, you know what? I probably would. I like religion. It's one of my favorite things. No, I like the sci-fi concept of gods and stuff. That's fine. Speaking of which, Gen V on Amazon is actually quite a watchable show. If you were a fan of The Boys, you probably would give it a go and maybe like it. What's going on here? Somebody's shooting at me. Let's return the favor. Show yourself. In the water? Oh, there he is. Oh boy, there's a whole bunch of them. It's a whole little family going on. You die. Yeah, you could eat another bite. I feel like these guys might be stronger because I don't know. Maybe they rebalance things a bit in a way. Okay. It is driving me crazy that I don't have that guck down there. And actually, I don't know. Let's see. Nope. Oh, my hammer's out anyway. Can't even do it if I want. Okay. I said hammer. I meant to say stick thing. Pickaxe. That's the word. All right. So we got to break up that boat. I farted around too much here. I didn't even bother. All right, hold on. Do I have wood? Yes, I do. Let's put a chest up here. Just fill it with all this crap. I know I could just leave it on the ground and stuff, but I just kind of like to stash it and then make a little map marker. And I do have all that copper, which I didn't actually need to store it like that because I have the boat here to grab it. But now I'm being harangued by a local leech. Oh yeah, so this new animation, I had made it using my Hank character, SuckProfessor Hank guy, you know, you've seen it. You've seen it. You've loved it. You've loved the fella. No pants guy. And, or maybe those are his pants. Okay? Why don't you quit judging? He's Lego divergent. Is that right? Lego? No. What would be a better way to say that? Neo. Like patellas, like your knee. Okay. I can't even carry all this damn stuff. Here, let's get rid of. Yeah, okay. Now back. Not interested. So I don't even remember why. I mean, sometimes I just follow some dumb impulse and I manage to finish something. A lot of times I do that and I don't get close and I don't finish it either. But okay. And gotta save the fish, man. That's the whole point of this dang trip. Come here, little bitch. Get the fuck out of here. Go sell cookies in a different neighborhood. In hell. And I think I posted it. It's like a space. So that it's show American Gods. It's like a. There's no spoil. There's like a car. Wait, I saw a bunch of coins. Hang on. Coins in a head. Troll head. Oh, leech trophy. Give me those coins. What, skill up to 13? Hell yeah. Let that stamina build up there down in the middle. And let's see. Oh yeah. So and then like the camera just zips up into space and there's like a song, like a contemporary rock song. Like not a YouTube free download song. And I just animated this thing where my character guy like flies and he's in space, and then it zooms through to a different space thing. And I remember doing it. It just sort of like I just spin a couple of like kind of space photo type things, and then he lands there, and it's kind of fun. It's a little silly. He barfs, and then it zips past him again. Ooh, that guy's got red eyes. So you know, much to like, but I don't know if anybody watched it and got into it or whatever. I don't, rarely happens. And I just remembered, I was like, okay, so I want to do like a space news. And so I'm kind of building out my little library of intros, as you might have noticed. And so I've got a guy reacts, which I don't know if those are a good idea. I think they're kind of funny in the dungeon, and then he goes, ah, or that sort of thing. I can play around with that too later, make different ones. That's not too complicated at all. No. And the guy's just out hunting for his family. Now he's not. Now his whole family of baby skeletons are going to die when there's no food brought home. I have this like correction one I did of these 3 cats, but it's really not a thing. I just kind of made a thing. What am I even trying to say? I was playing around with this British Flickr account that has all these neat little drawings and art things. It's pretty cool, actually. Not gonna lie to you. Not gonna lie. Pretty cool. Oh, God, another one of these. Another damn leech. Okay. So I'm kind of waiting until morning because I want to be able to see into the water there. Hold on, let me let my stamina build back up. These guys are going to be a real pain in the ass. Oh, look at them spinning down. That's kind of funny. Let me just shoot. Oh, he's fighting. Oh, yeah, those are different ones. That's good. Ah, the Wraith took him out. Sure, come on over. Suck, Wraith. They suck. Their trophies are awesome, though. Big fan of their trophies. It's like a black hoodie. It's super cool. What was I saying? Oh, American Gods. Yeah. So I have this animation of me like floating around in space, and I have sauce packets stuck to my head. That's the decision I made. It finishes with some sauce packets like flying around in space too a little bit, which is kind of fun. And that is was the basis now for my intro for space news. And I might tweak it up a little bit. Kind of gives me an excuse to play with DaVinci. Always sort of mess. We got a little battle going on over here. Always like to mess around with new things in DaVinci. And it has all these amazing little I don't even know what transitions and stuff, VF like video stuff that work really well. So much to like. See, I don't even have this chest with copper anymore. We'll just leave it that way. We'll go CU partial. I remember what the hell that means. All right, that's it. That's good. That'll get us back. I might need to build a hoe. I might need to raise the ground up to get this stuff. I think there are some stuff that I'm going for. The whole point of this is, again, to gather the booty. Why am I calling it booty? To gather up the serpent scales, which are pretty cool. They should be on the ground. I might have picked them up when I... No, they wouldn't have been on my body if that was the case. Okay, so I think I can... Pretty good haul here, not bad. Let's make some space. Wolf jerky is pretty good meat. 33. So the way the food works, if you're not familiar, is that's what determines your health in the lower left, the red, and your stamina in the right. And so if you let's just get shallower. Actually, this is probably fine. How many hits to get to the center of the Tootsie Boat? You really just risk losing the nails. Yeah, because the nails sink. Another one of the ways this game is realistic. Yeah, I don't think I got what I... Can I build a flame thing? I don't know if this will help. I kind of remember seeing them, but it all happening so fast that... I'm just kind of looking for any kind of weird shape on the bottom that... Alright, let's give it a little bit for the sun to come up, and I'll repair the boat. Whoa, that was almost done. That would have been a big pain in the ass. Okay. Let's do a little fishing. Do it from the boat. I've been doing some boat fishing, which is not something I'd really been doing before. I feel like the bigger catches are off a bit, off the shoreline. Oh yeah, before I do that, let's just... This is ridiculous. Okay, so I just stacked up stuff, but I also took stuff, so I want sticky. Yeah, I want mossy fishing bait. It's just, yeah, this is tedious, but I really need to see if the serpent scales are there, because it's like my first time trying that move, and it all would have been, all I had to do was eat a little food before I crashed into the shoreline, and I would have been able to survive the battle. Especially since I wasn't filming and talking my way into being distracted. Yeah, anyway, I'm kind of excited to do that animate. It wasn't even... It was nice to reuse an old one already. Hooked. See, there's that big one came over. So this burns up your stamina, and there is a kind of a tricky little way to like fight them. They struggle, as would any creature. Did I get it? Yeah, added troll. So a level 1 trollfish. Okay, gotta make sure you have room in your inventory. But yeah, it looked like there was a pretty good sized one. So it is kind of like real fishing. I mean, video game stuff. But like you sort of get excited when you see fish. If you think there's fish nearby, and you toss your bait in with hope, and you wait for something. Oh, here he comes. Here he comes. It's a good size. This is a nice big one. Oh, how dare you! Let me eat. Yeah, first, kind of simplistic as it is, it actually is quite nuanced. Like the way what direction you're facing affects things. You have to have different bait. Oh shit! Why did I reel it in right when it was on its way? So once we get some sunlight, though, we should be able to see the bottom of the. Yeah, that's a big boy right there. I think that's a 3. I've got one size 4. This is a. I'm guessing 3, and this thing will put up a fight. But I got it real close anyway. So watch how fast that's a struggle. Don't use the ladder. Get it. Okay. A 2. Okay. I got one size 4 at the base. And yeah, I'm not even used to seeing those. I think I got one size 4 pike. I'm such a fucking nerd. And one size 4 trollfish. And so, like, that's part of this game. There's, like, so far I've probably found 15 different types of fish, and they're in different biomes. They use different bait. And yeah, I want to get a 1, 2, a 3, and a 4 of every single one of them, you know? Whatever's not taking the bait there, I can't see what it was. There comes a trollfish. I think it's a size 1. So I'm like a level 19, though that's not like a huge number, but it's strong enough to just sort of, you hold down the right mouse button and it just cranks away at it. And then if you're lower level, you got to be a little bit more strategic. It's just, you know, the fish drain your stamina if you fight the fish while it's fighting. So like professional fishermen play this game in order to get ready for the off season. I mean, you know, during the off season. It's that realistic. You can put weights inside the fish to cheat, which is cool. What are those? I did get a tuna I have this one base. I don't know if I call it a base, but it's a little fishing spot I built. All right, we're ready to roll. This is fine. Back up. Oh, yeah, I'll go the other way. That I built out like a bunch of platforms that get me to ocean, because ocean is just off, you know, the shore line. And those guys are... All right, you know what? We're going to go do a little bit. See, I don't have the bait that those red dudes bite, or the blowfish. I feel very precious about the blowfish, though. They're kind of cool. All right, now let's go forward. Let's do... I just want to zip over. In fact, you can't... It's a little tricky. If you ever fished in a boat, I mean, your boat drifts around, and you got to deal with the fucking wind, and kind of got to slow down. It's a whole different thing. My dad usually drives the boat when we go fishing. I think about him dying a lot, and I start getting really upset when I think about it, because I know it's going to be fucking brutal for me and for him, you know. But I know, like, it's just going to be devastating. So that's not a happy topic. I'm going to miss him so much. Like, why do I do that to myself? But what I'm just doing here is getting... What's that in the water over there? Oops, you don't want to leave the... Okay, so those are the guys we're going for, those dark ones. And that uses a different bait. Which is sticky bait, which you build with the trophy heads of... of these big root monsters, or whatever the hell they're called. Pretty intimidating. Oh, see, now I got trolls coming after them. There's a pretty good... I think that's a size 2. But... maybe there's some over here. You can cast it like 25 meters, 26 meters or something, but I tend to keep it with under 10. or even closer. It doesn't seem to really... Oh, I forgot to look for the frickin' stuff I said I was going to look for. Now that the sun is up. That's the whole reason we did this. It's not even that important. I just want to build a shield, the serpent shield. It's just satisfying to like, execute a plan. This ain't going to work anyway. Come on. I'm going to hit the wind. See, yeah, then the wind goes away. Ugh, what a moron. Yes, that is how fishermen sit. See, there's those dark ones. Those are called giant herring. And they're neat. They're like, you know, black, cool looking ones. Oh, God. Come on, keep going. Get some wind. Now we can crank it up. Now that the sun is gone, I've wasted my opportunity to look for serpent parts. Although, actually, the sun goes down when you kind of get into the swamp region. So sometimes it's sort of, if you step out of the swamp, then the sun comes out. So it wants the swamp to be kind of a swampy bit, a swampy mess. Okay. I do see something green. Oh, necktail. Yeah, I don't... Unless... Something like right there, but that's a rock. Yeah. All right. That's fine. It all worked out. In the end, only a whole bunch of innocent islanders got killed. And I got my body back and everything else. So let's head back to the base and we'll head off on a mission while I drink some coffee. I'm trying to build out my DaVinci timelines and doing animation, or like having things kind of situated so that I can edit them quicker. Easily drop in intros and outros. I changed the outro music to something which is kind of cool, kind of fun. I don't know. I think I could do better, to be honest. I like to mark as we go. Troll cave. I'm also kind of looking at the shoreline for something that might be a vendor. And for all I know, it could be in that house right there. I don't think so, but it is plausible. The other vendor that I do know of is like in like this like force field bubble thing. Although it would be fun to watch it get attacked by skeletons and stuff. But yeah, so, you know, that's why I'm talking about this thing. This reusing this old animation of me and my guy flying around in space and stuff. It's kind of silly and stupid. And it's a good use of it. I'd love to be able to do little SuckProfessor, or not, you know, little animation type videos. I could. My capacities are a little bit stretched quite thin these days. God damn it, and you run out of stuff. Run out of wind if you're not going the right direction. No cat. Yeah. What the hell am I talking about? Ow. It bent my wrist, so it hurts. Really liking DaVinci. It's not as... There's definitely things in Premiere that are really good. And so I was thinking about, you know, I have this YouTube channel that I want to start called Tips for Busy Humans, and just do really to the point tips. I'm not going to do that shit where you go, hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to use the marquee tool to change a thing. I'm just going to go the first sentence you hear. I mean, at some point I might have to add a little context because sometimes these things are a little complicated, but in general, I just want it to be like this. Like, I want you to get the tip within 10 seconds, if I can, 30 seconds. As my goal is to see comments that people say, you got right to the point. This is what I was looking for. I'm subscribing because of that. People appreciate that because you're respecting their time. One thing that happens on YouTube, the Surfs does this. I don't know if you're a lefty, you might know of the Twitch shows the Surfs. They get into fights with TYT. Lance from the Surfs seems like a nice guy. Anyway, they put up their videos, and other videos do this too. I'm not just picking on this one here, but see, I like when you're even away from land, you can kind of see these like shallow spots. So like the map says meadows, and also if you look at these bits like this kind of, those are shallow areas, I think, and like you'll be able to find fish on top of those. You know. Anyway, I'm not necessarily doing this to pick on the Surfs. I'm not. But lots of channels do this. These like political talk kind of channels, like the kind of crap I do, where they preview a sentence coming up, and then you have to watch someone say something that you don't know what the fuck. I mean, you kind of know based on the title, and maybe that's the important part, or maybe it's the point. There are times though where I say something in a video, and I like, man, that's like the one sentence there that I think really stands out. Like, yes to shitty work, no to bad jobs. That's my new slogan for how we can start a conversation about a better world, better work. We're not going to get rid of shitty work, but we can get rid of bad jobs. So who's in charge of bad jobs? The fucking bosses. Well, they're the ones that got to go. We need worker-led economy, not boss-led economy. We can still have, there still will be shit. Okay, okay. So anyway, and then like coming up, and then they talk, and then it gets, and I just jump ahead. If you press JKL on your keyboard, or you can do the fast forward buttons. You can skip 10 seconds. Actually, the arrow buttons do 5-second jumps. Okay, we got some wind here. And I think they're just gaming the algorithm or something, because they get you to jump ahead, and I don't know if that adds to the watch time, but I'm pretty sure that's what that is. I don't know why there'd be a constituency for that. To like, hey, can you put like some kind of video in black and white that isn't the start of the video, and then we have to watch. It's like, what am I doing here? And I guess if I understood it helps a channel that I like, that doesn't bother me that much. I've actually eased up on it in my irritation, but I find it just like, I don't give a shit. I want to watch the video. I would start the video where you decide to start the video. Don't show me some preview. It's not like I'm making up my mind. I've already clicked play. But I think it's a part of watch time thing, and you can't really blame people for, it's not deceptive. It's not, it could be a lot. I think you could be kind of bothered. I think being bothered by it is a fairly defensible. Look at that big old fish. Oh, I just bumped into it. Wow. See? Let's make a note there. Bump troll fish. I should have called it Moby troll. But I find it kind of aggravating. Why am I saying all that? Oh, yeah, because like I appreciate that if that helps their video get, if it's a show I like, maybe your ideology is totally different than mine, and that's fine. If it's a show you like, good, go for it. Look at all those blue fish. All those swimming decorations. I'm willing to make that sacrifice to tolerate it. But with tips for busy humans, I want to really make it clear that I'm trying to respect your time with just getting right to the point. But some of the stuff does take a bit more explanation, so I'm going to have to finesse that a little bit. And I'm sure the first batch of stuff won't be as dialed in, and I feel like that's a good way to do stuff. I also kind of want to build that out into like a podcast where I basically like work on a thing, but it's like an instructional podcast. I have to figure out a way to make money with my mouth. My wrists I think are going to be dogging me for the rest of my life. Certainly until I can help a rich person buy an extra house. In other words, until I can help a rich person afford more excessive luxury. That's the only way you can access healthcare in this rotten ass country. Although I did actually just get a letter from Medi-Cal, so there actually is a chance. See how I got this? Now this is going to be like a turnaround thing. It's not. I'm still sort of building out this little port. I got to chop that out, I think, a lot more. Because partially what I got to... Did I break the other... Yeah, I did do the other boat. Partially what I got to do in this spot is destroy the boat so I can carry it to some other spot. You can always just go get more shit. But I think on Tips for Busy Humans, it'll be like Photoshop and Premiere stuff. And kind of what I'm ending up at... Look at all this stuff, man. Is... Okay, we'll just make a run and then I'll come back. I got some inventory sorting to do here. The quick and dirty, like the quick tips will be the kind of the meat and potatoes of the channel. And I think at some point, though, expand it to do like me doing some stuff in Photoshop or Premiere and just slowly explaining things, just kind of like sticking to the point, keeping it succinct, but also like, because I think there's different learning styles. And if people find that they want to watch that, I think that could be cool. Down for doing stuff like that. You know, if you know going in, if you know it's like a long video, it's a different thing when the expectations are clear, obviously. Duh. But so let's see, we got a skeleton. I'm just holding stacks here. There it is. I knew it was in here somewhere. I have a hammer and wood in that one. We'll just clear that out. Okay, I got a leech head. Part of the base rebuild too is see all these fish here. Is I'm also trying to I know I have the leeches. I know I have a whole bunch of leech heads down at a different fishing base, but I kind of gave up on that idea. Oh, so another thing that I'm kind of getting at with all that is I think it's actually a little bit unethical to teach Premiere Pro and Adobe Photoshop. Now, what do you mean? What do you mean, Hank? It's not unethical to teach it. I think Adobe does unethical business practices. I think the subscription model is being abused. So look, the fire went on in the top one. It's kind of neat when it's just the blue lights. The blue and the purple. Those are purple flags. So I can put some charcoal away. I mean, sorry, charcoal into the thing. Oh yeah, god damn it, I'm so distracted. The and then rocks there. Okay. I have to just see, here's my stack of hose. Okay. The subscription model of $50 something, $60 a month. You know, they're going to raise the prices as time goes on. It's $6,000 a year. And you get this buggy software. It's very powerful stuff. You can do incredible shit with it. But I don't think that and now that I've gotten some familiarity with DaVinci Resolve, which is, and yeah, I do want to buy the full version, but the free version is like 95% of the full version, and the full version is $300 for life. I spend $300. I spend $55 every fucking month on Adobe Premiere software, which I need, and I've been using for 15 years or more. And I consider myself an expert on it, to the point where I want to be able to teach it, because that's partly where that, if I don't figure out how to make a living using my mouth, because my body is giving out, my body does not cooperate. And I also, in terms of how I think I would like to teach this stuff more than edit someone's project. I find editing for other people very frustrating, even though I just did an editing thing for a guy and he's really happy with it and super good dude. It was really rough on me, man. Like my head was spinning out in terms of some of the autistic sort of stuff, where I was just overthinking response. It's just really weird. I don't need to go into all those details right now, but man, it's a thing. It really gets you. It really, when you don't have that feedback from someone's voice or from being in person, because like the deal for that is, for me, it's like I struggle with reading people and with having that, even though I do consider myself very accurate, kind of. I think I have a pretty good grasp on human nature and such, but approaching it from a totally different, non-intuitive perspective. I think I have intuitive interpretation, but I have autistic perception. Like it's not. I don't have the neurotypical intuition. That's part of the autistic friction that exists in the world. Yeah. There's the guck. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Let's get a guck. I have a secret torch right here. Oh yeah, green baby. Yes. Look at this. Look at this guy. Look at this nice green. Got some plants. Those are radishes, but they look like cool plants when you decorate with them. I got my armor stand here. That's not a fucking terrifying thing to like catch out of the corner of your eye while you're waking up to have a wee. Blueberries look really pretty in the light. They let you make this dandelion thing called a midsummer crown, and I attached it to two different thingies there. This needle. Look at that trophy of a mosquito. Pretty cool. Nice way to poke yourself right in the eye. Put a little chair down, stool. Just sit with my stuff. Why else get stuff if you're not going to sit with it? So yeah, it feels like Adobe, given that there's a much, but DaVinci's not better in everything. I think that like the kind of 2D graphics I do is probably a little bit better in Adobe. I like the way the motion controls work in Adobe better than DaVinci. Although I haven't yet gotten to the level of proficiency with DaVinci too, so I have to keep that in mind. So I think what I'm going to do, because for a while I was like, man, it almost feels wrong if I'm going to, and I've gotten on Reddit a little bit and made some comments about how shitty it is that Adobe does this to its customers, and I think that they're unethical and such, and some people are fine with it or whatever. But it just doesn't seem okay that for $6,000 a decade you get this buggy ass software, and you get a lot. Like I said, you can do a ton with all of the Adobe suite. Illustrator is easily my weakest of the big ones, but okay, so I got stuff here. All right. So I think maybe though, a good angle that feels okay to me is to make videos that are like, here's how you do it in Premiere and here's how you do it in DaVinci, to try to like help. I kind of want to be on that. There's a lot of videos on YouTube about Premiere editors that are giving up Premiere and switching to DaVinci. People that do sort of like service video editing, such as like wedding videos or just like small production company, your real estate company needs a video, such and such. Like I would be able to edit that kind of stuff pretty well. I don't have the wherewithal to pull off some kind of business thing. Just the pressure of that fucks me up. That's why I like teaching. I think the idea of teaching is more like being like a piano teacher, like someone that's sort of 2 or 3 years in. And it all comes from my brother learning Premiere on his own. He's a smart guy, but also, hey, dumbass, why don't you ask me? So he got to a point where he was stuck and didn't really know what to do. And so he wanted to get on a Zoom call. And guess what? I figured out immediately that he didn't have his hard drive separated. He was having everything coming off of one hard drive, which is just like a easy mistake to make for a newbie. But you need, generally, you're better off with multiple hard drives, ideally with all SSD hard drives if you can. And you want your renders on one, you want your source files on another, and you want your program files on another. Like I do. I have tons of hard. But anyway, if you don't have 3, you can get by with 2. Like, and it can work with 1 if you're doing simple stuff. But he was having issues that he didn't really know what to deal with because the symptoms get a little goofy when you have when that's the mistake. So I told him immediately what was wrong, and then since we were on Zoom, I was like, well, let's just go into this real quick, and let's gonna be overburdened here for a second while I get my. I'm going to leave this metal in this hut because I'm going to turn this little spot into a metal processor so I can just dump it instead of carrying it all. But then if I still want to do the building, I still have to eventually bring it all back anyway. And so I jumped around in Premiere with him. I saw what he wasn't doing. I saw some stuff that he obviously didn't realize. There's so many little details, you know. It's like, here's how you can copy from, you know, you can copy this and that over here. Look what happens. You can even stack those and move those things that I learned the hard way after 7 or 8 years in, or after 12 years in, when I realized, oh my God, you can just Control C, Control V that. I didn't know that. Like, so all these little details that don't necessarily make it. And so after about a half hour, he goes, you know, we're kind of finishing up a little bit, and he goes, man, I've learned more in the half hour than I've learned in 7 months watching YouTube videos. And I was like, oh man, that's fucking right, you have. But I was like, damn, I should teach this shit, dude. Like, totally. Like, I'll. And I know another guy, he spent $1,200 on a class, and I've hopped. He's a buddy from a comedy, and I've hopped on a video with him and shown him a bunch of shit. And it's so obvious what he doesn't know to me. It's just like, that's the thing about my perception thing. I think I have partly why I'm so depressed is I see the world very accurately. And I think about things in a different layer than other people do, I think. And so, like, I don't know. I got to figure that out, though. It'll still take some nerves. I'll still be all, you know. But when you edit for somebody else, I think I could charge more per hour for teaching, by the way. But when you're editing for someone, there's this pressure to give them a good video, and you have to wait for their approval, and you have to send them things, and then you have to send emails explaining shit that I really prefer to be on a phone call with somebody, because editing stuff is all about confusion and trying to make the right guess. Like, when I make my own things, I have varying degrees of confidence in a decision here and there. Look at that cool green light, man. That's so rad. Okay, so let's check out our fish haul, though. I don't think I got any new 3s. I have a 3 chest. This is the tuna. The tuna's really cool. Want to see the tuna? It's going to be a green light tuna. It's a number 2, and it's only, I can't catch these, but it swam up to me, and it was close enough that I was able to grab it. Oh yeah, think of that. Look at that. That's a 2. A 4 is going to be this big, not this big. I should be out running. I should be down at the beach talking to hot girls and living out my remaining youth until I'm 60. And I finally get old. No, I feel like I'm already so fucking old. But I got to pull it together to just get to the point where I can even do this teaching stuff. And I do have a small editing. I did a very tiny editing thing. And I do have a small editing gig coming up that is going to be right up my alley, because it's not like creative editing. It's sort of just tedious shit, which when I'm doing it for someone else, I like that, because it's not a lot of guessing. It's just doing the work. And I'm a big, like, efficiency sort of thing. That's literally what I studied in college. And not specifically efficiency, but I studied manufacturing operations, supply chain management, and marketing. But okay, I need more onion soup. Oh, we're gonna need some, yeah, serpent stews. So okay, now what we're doing? You know what? What have I been doing here? Fucking hour 43. We'll do this as a separate video. This will be a different one. So in the next video, we're gonna gear up. I'm gonna record it tonight, but we're gonna gear up. We're gonna go. We've been there, right here. We're gonna go here, and we're gonna check this planes out. The planes have so far been pretty dangerous for me. And since I've kind of really taken down much of the snowy areas with a lot of confidence, when the wolves used to be scary and now they're not. But we're going to enter the plains and we're going to get into some scary fights. So it's going to be pretty fun. And we're going to find some new shit. So thanks for watching. And I guess this is on the full free YouTube, right? Yeah, I guess so. That's the way it is. Check out the other shit. Like and subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Patreon.com/winners and losers. You know, forgive yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. It's not all that. It's not, you didn't have all the information you have now, and you're doing your best. Okay. All right. Bye.